I was born an overcomer, conceived to parents who wanted what they were told they couldn't have. My mother overcame the near-death experiences of ruptured organs and ectopic pregnancies, and I was born at 4 pounds and 6.5 weeks early. My first days spent in sterile hospital rooms and only able to be touched through glass walls with gloves. I've survived the uncertainty and the expectations and the shock. I survived returning to the hospital by ambulance when my skin turned purple and my lungs stopped breathing, and they told my mother not to ride along because they thought she would see me die. Oxygen tubes taped to a tiny face were exchanged with the sounds of my own independent cries, then words, and as my mother said every time in her yearly letters to my now retired pediatrician on my birthday, I overcame. And I grew up often afraid of where I was from, of the chance it would suffocate me, beat me down like the people before me, and I became afraid of myself. Too loud, too opinionated, too passionate, too emotional, and using too many big damn words, I was not seen as such a miracle by the people around me, and I looked in the mirror and I was afraid. I would always see what they saw. Someone who was too much, with too much wrong and bad to be that character in every book that I read in the bathroom alone at lunchtime and in a corner at recess, and yearned so badly to be that character that could be called the great overcomer. I entered the industry with nothing under my belt but the staunch encouragement of every English teacher I'd ever met. I began to write and I did not stop. I went from one position to another, moving to bigger and bigger places, and yet no matter where I went, I realized that I had to tell the stories of the people who were the overcomers. The down and the out, the obscure to the well-known and half-heard, there are stories to tell and people to hear, and I realized, like those before me, I was part of something important. This became my life. From newsroom to newsroom and city to city to national journalism awards to cover stories to standing behind cameras to graduate classes, my life has become what I think old Mr. Lambert in grade 12 knew it would be. It has become that still I rise time and time again, and I will until I can rise no more. As I was told while looking down the rest of my life at the age of 18, tired of being the person that cares too much, had too much to say, too much fire and drive, to stop calling it too much, and instead to use it to change the world. My name is Mary Walrath. I am a writer, a multimedia journalist, a storyteller, and someone interested not only in news, but the people behind it. And I am an overcomer.